So we have three main actors in this movie. We have Gabriel Afolayan, Zainab Balogun, and we have Buchi Franklin. So I know who Zainab Balogun is. She's a content creator. She's an actress and a content creator. So when I saw her in this movie, I was very, very excited because I love the kind of content she did, and I'm so excited. Then Gabriel Afolayan. It's been a while we saw Gabriel Afolayan, so I was so excited seeing him and Buchi Franklin. So this movie is on Prime, and do you know the sweetest part about this movie? The sweetest part about this movie is the fact that this movie just has 3 to 4 casts, but it just has 3 major casts, which is so incredible, guys.
He's a grown, strong man, okay?
Make sure you bring my husband back in one piece.
We have a military person, Gabriel Afolayan. He goes on an assignment and is being kept in a house, a confidential assignment. So he's staying there on a lockdown to protect a confidential file, while his pregnant wife is at home and she's very, very pregnant. So we get to see a conversation between him and his wife over the phone when she calls, and they have this funny bunny conversation and everything. And we get to see how their relationship unfolds. We get to understand that this man actually loves his wife and they are in a very beautiful relationship, and that's their first child. And then we get to see that someone comes into the house and kills the wife.
I'm starting to worry that you're not going to make it before she arrives.
Your wife told me that you have not been home for the past 2 months. You are in a safe house. Your pregnant wife is alone in your house.
I love the introduction of the movie. I love the fact that we saw the wife having a dream of her dying 7 times or 6 times. So when she wakes up, we see this scene where she comes to the living room, she sees a dead body in 6 different positions around the living room. So we get to see like 6 different bodies lying different area, shot in the head, but it's still so that was like a very beautiful split screen. Kudos to the video editor. I was so excited to see that. So it gave me a glimpse. It gave me a glimpse of what's going to happen in the movie. So when the movie starts, we realize that it's a time loop. He and his wife are being stuck in a time loop, and he's in a time loop and he has to save his wife.
I thought you would have gone to bed by now.
Just watching one nonsense film.
I'll be home soon.
But you stay with me until I fall asleep. Who is it?
Every time 11:11, his wife calls him. 11:12, someone rings the doorbell. His wife's open the doorbell. Someone shoots his wife. So he has to find a way to make sure his wife doesn't die. And then there's a landline in the room Gabriel Afolayan is at. The landline rings, someone calls him and tells him instructions on what to do and what not to do. Now let's talk about the editing of this movie. I am a video editor, so I love when I see clean edits. So I'll give the editing of this movie a 10/10. The editing was sharp, it was clean, there was not so much unnecessary shots. At the beginning, the first few 10 minutes, I was a bit confused because I suspected it was a time loop after I saw that scene where our bodies were kept in different places. But then the way it was jump cuts and everything, I felt like that was very intentional because it's a time loop story, and when you're telling a time loop story as an editor, you have to be very, very careful so that it won't be a repetition, because it's like time is repeating itself. So the scenes have to be carefully cut to avoid that repetition and to avoid the audience being bored. One thing about a movie is that a movie sometimes can confuse an audience, but the ability of the cuts of the editor and the storyteller to put the pieces back together in a very, very fast-paced way to make the audience come back to the scene, that is a very, very beautiful story technique that every storyteller needs to figure out, because that is exactly what they did in this movie that brought me back to the movie and made me understand what was going on. Now let's go to the color grading. The color was actually very, very beautiful. I love the golden feel of this movie. A house is actually surrounded with a lot of gold, and I think the movie palette was gold because we could see glints of gold even in the room Gabriel Afolayan was staying. So I felt like the movie palette was gold, which was very, very beautiful.
In less than 2 minutes, your wife is going to die.
Hello?
I was just about to call you.
We just spoke like 2 minutes ago.
Can you talk to me until I fall asleep?
You said this thing.
And the person that was killing her had a all black uniform. and a white mark. So I was really excited about the color palette of the movie. So the color grading was very, very beautiful, and I loved the way they were able to show us wide shot of the living room. It was a very spacious living room, so we got to see wide shot, we got to see mid shot, we got to see different angles of the room and the other places in the house, which was actually very, 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 very nice. So I give kudos to the cinematography, the editing, the cuts, and yes, the color grading.
Who is it? Maybe I told you I'm okay.
Yeah, so now let's go back to the story. So all of us, we have seen a lot of time loop story, so I guess we are a bit tired of time loop story. So I was a bit disappointed that it was a loop story. Yes, because earlier 2024 we told a lot of time loop story. I personally am all done with those kind of story, and I'm shocked that they are bringing that kind of story to me in 2025. If that story was brought to me in 2024, I won't lie, I would watch it and I would appreciate it amongst the other time story that I have seen in 2024, because this one actually has more depth and quality than a lot of them that was shown in 2024. But now that it is 2025 and I'm personally open to a lot of storytelling movies and everything, bringing this movie in 2025 to me was a wrong choice. But I won't blame the producers, because if they have already done the film, they have to release it eventually, right? So my rating for this movie is a 6/10. A 6/10 in the sense that the storytelling, the story itself of being a time loop, I really don't buy that shit at all, because it's so outdated and everything. And I would have loved if it was a different kind of story. It would have made a lot more sense, because the sets and the colors and the editing was beautiful, but they had to tell a time loop story that we all are already tired of. But then the actor's performance carried the movie to a next level. Tina Balogun is a wonderful actress, Gabriel Afolayo is a wonderful actor, so two of them paired together was a perfect mix. So make sure you check out Prime on this movie, Landline. Yes, check it out on Prime, and also drop a comment on what you think about time loop stories in 2025. My name is Victor Jaja. I'm a cinematographer, a video editor, a filmmaker. I also run a company as CEO of Rhymes Limited. And yes, this is me telling you bye bye, and go make sure you watch all the Nollywood movies on Prime and Netflix. Peace out. Bye.